This video is brought to you by the Battle Zoo Bestiary, a new book featuring 100 award-winning monsters and the monster part system that allows players to harvest resources from their fallen foes and craft into custom gear. The Battle Zoo Bestiary is now available at battlezoo.com. Hey everybody, Dave here with another Pathfinder rule reminder for you, and today's topic is: can splash damage cause a weakness to trigger twice? And the answer there is no, but let's take a look at what this question is really all about. So say you have a situation where maybe you are throwing an acid flask at an enemy and that enemy has weakness to acid damage. Now when that acid flask hits the enemy, it's going to deal acid damage on that impact with a successful hit, but it's also going to deal some splash damage to all adjacent enemies and that enemy itself. So it's going to have acid damage on the impact of the flask, and then it's going to get another point or two of splash damage that's also acid after that. So again, what happens when that creature is weak to acid? Does it trigger the weakness twice, once for the base damage of that acid flask and a second time for the splash damage of that acid flask? And like I said before, the answer is no, that's not going to happen, and there's two reasons why. There's sort of a quasi-unofficial reason, and then there is a true official reason. The quasi-unofficial reason is if you apply the methodology that I've laid out in my previous videos about pulling damage and how you determine if damage is pulled or not, then you would pull the splash damage and the base acid flask damage together because they're both the same type, and one pull of damage that's the same type is only going to have weaknesses and resistances applied to it once. And the official reason of why it would not trigger a weakness a second time is if you take a look at the text for the splash trait. It's spelled out right there in the text of the splash trait that you combine the splash damage to the initial damage when determining resistances and weaknesses. So there you have it, a quick one today. If you have any questions about this, please leave those in the comments. I'll make sure that I leave links to all of my other videos that have been discussing this topic of how you manage damage and resistances or weaknesses. I'll leave links to those in the description. And as always, I want to say thank you to everybody out there who supports me, whether that's through liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, subscribing to the Patreon, leaving your thoughts, your suggestions, your comments, sharing the videos with your friends. I really appreciate everything you folks do to support me. And with that, thanks for watching, take care, and happy gaming.